Hey traders, so now this is the best ICT video that you will need as a trader who is looking for the best strategy in 2026. So now this is going to be a kind of long video, so we have to be patient if you want to learn something. It is just going to show you the basics, okay, and what we shall always look at when we come in the market. So mainly we are going to talk about fair value gaps and order blocks. And mainly actual ICT, it moves with fair value gaps, okay, PDRs and many things, but I'm going to focus more on fair value gaps. Now, and also the higher time frame, it is what we're going to focus more at. So there, when I talk of the higher time frame, we shall just go to daily time frame, and I shall show you some of the confirmations at the end of the video. So you have to watch up the end, because I will show you the confirmations that you have to use when you are entering the market, and we are going to see very many examples, right? So now this is your daily chart. So we always have to trade in the direction of the market. You know that I've been teaching that for very many times, okay? So now here you can see this is your market. Always the first thing that you have to look at is the when you're on a higher time frame, it is the what? It is the current market structure, right? Some people they make a mistake and they go all like they go back to 2023, how the market used to move in those years, 2023 and 2024, right? Now we are in 2026, okay? At least you go to the current market structure, there you'll get to know where the market is trading from, right? So I think for the fair value gap, you can see that always the market. Let's first try with this one, okay? So now when you look at this, okay, when you look at this here, there is this zone that actually that the market turned from, right? Because now the market was bearish, okay? The market was bearish. Now you can see how the market moved and left that fair value gap, because now this was the first candle, and this is the wick that it made, and this is the second candle. So when we are doing that fair value gap, you know that we always consider the wick. Let me make it clear here. We always draw from the wick here of this, actually from that wick, and this one here, and this candle right here. I think this was because this was kind of bullish candle, though it is a bearish one, but it made a hammer, meaning that this was the closure of this candle. So we always draw on the closure of this downer candle and the open of the other candle. So now you see in the middle there is a fair value gap, always the one that we need. It is right here, okay? This is the fair value gap that we need, and you can see how it is. So now that is where we always draw our zone. You can see how the market actually it is behaving when it turns back that fair value gap, okay? Sometimes it fills your fair value gap, sometimes it will not fill it. So now how do we know that actually it is time to sell or it is time to buy? Always we do like this. If the fair value gap is big, so now as it is, we always use what we call a Fibonacci retracement tool. So now the reason for that Fibonacci retracement tool is to know where we are, which zone are we going to trade from. Is it a 50 fib level, or it is a 0.7 fib level, right? So now you can see when you pull out your fib, you always put it also in that fair value gap from the open and the close of the other candle, okay? So now then you always have to indicate your 50 fib level. So your 50 fib level was right here. This is your 50 fib level, okay? So when you indicate your 50 fib, now you can remove this. Now you see this line, it is your 50 fib level. Now always when the market comes above this line of the 50 Fibonacci level, the market it is in our premium, okay? It is a good indication for you to sell when the market comes above that zone, because it will be in your premium. Okay, and when it goes below, in the case of buys, it will be in your discount. So that's why we had to wait for the market to come there. So now here, let's take back our zone. This is the zone I'm talking about, right? So this is the zone I'm talking about. Okay, so now you can see that when the market came, it made candlestick confirmations and the market sold again. Then you can see that there's a break of market structure right here. Okay, that means it actually told us that we are still going down. So now I want us to go to the lower time frame. We shall go to 1 hour, though there is a lot of noise on the lower time frame, but we are going to use a 1 hour time frame, and we see actually what they considered on that zone. You can see this was a daily zone. This was the daily time frame that we drew. This zone is from the daily time frame, right? So now you can see I want to see the confirmation actually when we come to our 1 hour time frame. Okay, we said that we said when actually when you pull out your Fibonacci retracement tool, let's first draw again our 50 Fib level. Okay, it was from here up to here, right here. So now our zone was our 50 was right here. Okay, sorry for this. Yes, so now it was like that. So now we want to see what they really considered before entering this market, right? So let's draw our daily zone again. Our daily zone is right here. So now we are good to go. So now you can see that when the market came above your 50 Fib level, right? When it came above this, it is when you will do what? It is when you look for your confirmation to enter. Or is we have to look for the market structure shift, right? We have to look for the market structure shift. You can see that when you really look at this, when you really look at this, is there any market structure shift on your lower time frame, on your H1 time frame? It is your question. Okay, so now here the market left a low right here. Okay, so now when the market left a low right here, so it came and broke this low, right? So when the market broke that low, of course we had other confirmations that we would look at, right? So now market breaking that low from there, we had another confirmation right here. Okay, so now we had another fair value gap right here. You can see that from this candle and this candle there was a fair value gap after the break of that low. You can see that there was a fair value gap on your lower time frame. Let me change this color. Let me change its color here and you clearly see it. Okay, so now you can see that there is that fair value gap, and actually it is this candle that came back and confirmed it. It is this candle, this bearish candle, it actually went back and tapped in this fair value gap before it made a bearish move. Okay, so now this is a very good confirmation, guys. Like it or not, I've used this for almost 4 years. I've been in trading, guys. Okay, so now it works every time. Don't say that it's outdated. It is still working up to now. Okay, so now here the market after coming back to your fair value gap, so of course the stop loss, because this one it is in risk management, we always have to use stop loss orders. Stop loss has always to be above our high there. Okay, then for the TP it is 0 to put it where you want, so according to your risk tolerance. Okay, according to your risk to reward ratio, right? So now that was a very good zone, but remember we have got that zone from daily time frame. Okay, we have got that zone from daily time frame. So let's go back to our daily time frame and get another example. here on our current market structure, right? So now here you can see that the market kept on moving down. It kept on breaking these lows. You see, this is a low that the market came and broke right here. Okay, so now it kept on moving down and breaking lows. It kept on making or leaving this fair value gap, these imbalances. So when the market leaves an imbalance unmitigated, okay, because now when you see this one, the market actually didn't come back to it. It didn't come back to mitigate it. So you just leave it. So now it kept on moving down with another fair value gaps. Now you can see this. You can see this. This was a fair value gap. Why? Cause let me first show it to you here, right? So now we had this. We had this one here, that low, and this high right here. So now between those candles there was a fair value gap, and you can see that when the market came back in that fair value gap, it just tapped. So this was the bearish candle. This was the bearish candle that went back and tapped that fair value gap there. Okay, and you can see the move that it actually made. Okay, so now let's draw it and we see where we shall get some confirmation. So now this is it. That is a fair value gap that we are talking about. But this one now, it is a small one. We shall not need our Fibonacci retracement tool because it will just fill it. Okay. So now when you see, we shall go to the lower time frame and we see the confirmation that they use. Let's first draw them, these bearish ones. Okay. So now when you look at this market now, there wasn't any fair value gap. This one, this candle, and this candle, there wasn't any fair value gap. Okay, so now the market kept on moving down, right? So now let's first go to the lower time frame and we see the confirmation that they used the other way. Okay, you can use actually you can use more lower time frames. You can even use a 15-minute time frame if you are really safe with it. Okay, so now this is the fair value gap that we are talking about, guys. Okay, so now it is right here. So for those people who use candlestick confirmation, they would actually use this bearish candlestick pattern, or they can use this inside the candle. Any way they use it will be very cool with it. Okay, looking for a market structure shift, guys. Okay, we are looking for a market structure shift, so we can go lower. We can go to a 15-minute time frame, because for this one you can see this is a very good confirmation, guys. Why? Because now there was a break. This was a very good move. It just moved here, creating a high. Then I've left this fair value gap right here. Okay, so now this is a very good confirmation. This is a very good fair value gap that it left. You can see that the market came back. The market just came back. It came this, then it came back to your zone, right? It was a very nice zone here. So that's why you would you just enter on the retest or the fair value gap on the lower time frame. Always we said our stop loss is above there, right? Then the TP, it is according to your risk to reward, right? So now here, always when you get zones on your higher time frame, when you get zones on your daily time frame, it will really be nice for you, because there are no noise, a lot of noise on the higher time frame, right? For the risk management, always aim for a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3, and never risk more than 1%, never risk more than 2% actually of your account. For example, when you risk $10, aim for $20 to $30. No one will tell you that, but I've told you that. And also, when you're having a small account, it is better to manage your risk. How? By using cent account. Turn your $10 to 1,000 cents and practice your strategy. There are very many strategies you can practice using your cent account. Okay, so now if you have watched this video and it has helped you, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more trading videos. Thank you for watching.